how to be successful. This is a topic that I've been like thinking about for the past maybe couple weeks. I've been writing it down, developing my thoughts. I've been actually just trying to spend the least amount of time on the metro as possible on my phone. So I've been just like jotting down notes. No! I've been jotting down my thoughts on the metro as much as possible, so I kind of have a little outline compared to last time where I was just yapping. I've been out there to talk about how to be successful. That's the video. It's that simple. How to succeed in whatever you want to do in life, your goal, how to succeed. First things first, what is success? I have this quote that I found pretty cool by Aristotle. It goes, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." Okay, excellence, success, whatever, you could intertwine them. In my opinion, success is relative. People might say, no, success doesn't depend on anyone, it's between you and yourself. Not true. If you live in a country where the average salary is $100 a month, and you make 500, you'd be considered successful. You make 1,000, you'd be considered extremely successful. You make, whatever, 2,000, you'd be considered a genius, right? Or the wealthiest king on earth, right? Whereas if you live in, where I live in Montreal, where the minimum wage is $15 an hour, that's $30K a year. That's what? Less than $3K a month. But if you make, what, $2.5K a month, you'd be considered the richest man ever in the poorest place in the world, but you'd be considered poor here, right? You would not feel successful with your life, right? So the way that success, in my opinion, we measure if I did good or not, it's based on what other people did and how much better am I than them, and what percentile am I in. And if you don't believe me, think of any kind of success in your life. Winning a race, successful. Getting the best grades, successful, because a good grade is better than most people. So success is measured on in which percentile you are. Once you understand this concept of success, of being better than most people, you're gonna change the way you think, right? The way you gotta see success is you gotta be able to outperform most people, right? You have to understand the concept of slightly outperforming most people. Over time, the aggregation of this will lead to success. If anyone read Atomic Habits, I didn't, but I know there's this quote that like the aggregation of marginal gains is what causes success. Because if every day, right, I'd work a bit harder than everyone else, by the end of the year I would have done a lot more, right? 1.01 to the power of 365 is 37.14 or whatever. Your ability to do 1% ever stacks over a long period of time will create results, right? If you see it this way, if every day before you go to bed, you study 10 more minutes, no one else does that, you would get better grades, right? If every day on your workout, you did that last set, you did that last rep, push yourself to the limit, you will be better than everyone. You just need to beat everyone else by the slightest ways, and the results won't come in a day, a week, a month, or even a year. They're gonna come over a long period of time, but if you stay consistent with those, you're gonna succeed. Okay, that was a lot of yappa, but you really gotta understand this concept because you're gonna be lost for the rest of the video, so yeah. Next step, how do you do this, right? How do you outbeat everyone? Right? You might be thinking, oh, I can't do that, I work a 9 to 5. Okay, first, what's your goal? You need a goal. If you don't have a goal, I can't help you because you can't be successful in everything. You need to choose something you want to be successful in. Whether it's running fast, getting that internship, becoming the next UFC champion, you need to have a goal. Once you have that goal, you need to derive what is it that you need to do every day to achieve that goal. Okay? Take your time. This is the most important part of this whole video. Understand that. If I want to run a marathon, that's going to be running the long runs, the interval runs, the easy runs, the tempo runs. If I want to get an internship, that'd be applying, networking, getting good grades. If I want to better my relationship with my family, I'm going to go put the effort and grab lunch with them, talk to them, say good morning, say good night. These things are what you're going to be doing in order to achieve your goals, okay? And you got to think, am I doing the minimum, right? Is what I need to do the minimum, or is what I need to do more than what I've been doing or what the average is doing, right? Is this going to lead me to success? Do you imagine that if you do this every day, you will be successful? If I run 4 times a week, every day, push myself to the limit, not 4 times a week, every week, push myself to the limit, I will become faster at running, right? If I apply, I network, I get good grades, I will have a better chance of finding an internship. You need to see it like this, okay? The last step is just to do it, right? Just do what you did in step 2, what you told yourself you wanted to do, right? Just do it. Don't think twice. Don't ask yourself if you feel like it or not. Don't give yourself the option, okay? The same way you breathe, the same way you drink every day, the same way you eat every day, the same way you wake up every day, you need to have that same kind of urgency towards the things that will cause you to complete your goals. Okay. Now, why do most people not succeed, right? By definition, most people are not in the top percentile. And everyone has something that they wish they did, wish they achieved, but they didn't. So, why don't most people succeed? Very simple. Because it's hard, okay? If being above average was easy, then everyone would be above average. There is a limiting factor. There is something that you need to surpass, be better than everyone else at, work harder than everyone else at in order to be successful, right? It's the same thing I said. You gotta outperform the average, and the average doesn't want it to be hard. So the only way to outperform the average is to do things that are hard, okay? You can't let your comfort, your mind, your will to not do something to stop you from doing it, okay? You not feeling like running is not a valid reason to not run, okay? You must be comfortable in doing something that others don't, okay? The majority does not want to get up early and go to the gym. The majority does not want to run. The majority doesn't want to network with people that he doesn't know. The majority doesn't want to study that extra hour when his friends are going out. You got to be comfortable in doing what the majority does not want to do and what you do not want to do, okay? If you continue doing what you don't want to do, you will be successful, because most don't. It's that easy. It's not that easy, it's that simple, right? It's simple, but it's not easy, okay? Very simple. And the reason why you're not successful is not because of lack of knowledge, but it's lack of effort, time, and dedication, okay? One tip that I like to give: make it addictive, make it a game, okay? See how far you can push yourself. Truly try your best. Enjoy the process of losing your mind, if you want to say it. Enjoy the process of pushing yourself. When you're on that run and you're dying, tell yourself, I'm gonna do it, Tell yourself, I'm going to push myself to my limit, right? Make it addictive. Feel extremely upset when you fall short of your goals, of your daily things. If you skip the run, make yourself feel bad, right? Be addicted to it. Like how a drug addict doesn't get his daily drugs, you gotta feel that way with your discipline, okay? Last thing, oh no, I have a quote. I'm the quote guy now. This is a quote from Conor McGregor. I've lost my mind to this game like Vincent van Gogh, dedicated his life to his art and lost his mind in the process. But F it, when that gold belt is around my waist, then I'll be happy I lost my mind. Okay. This guy, Conor McGregor, no matter what you think of him now, that his career is horrible, he was dedicated. There was nothing stopping him. He had the rules set, the discipline set to train every day, to run every day, to work hard every day in order to achieve his goals. You knew he was going to be champion before he even became champion because he was so confident with his method and his strategy. You guys got to understand, you need to be different. If you see that you're like everyone else, you're not doing something right. You have to start feeling off. You got to start feeling excluded. People got to start questioning, why are you skipping and hanging out to go running? Why are you skipping and hanging out to go this? Why are you studying so hard? People got to have that mentality of you, okay? Don't settle to be average. Don't try to fit in. The goal to succeed is to not fit in. Ask anyone successful, they didn't fit in. That's how you succeed. Yeah, so that's my video. I ate 4 bites of the sandwich while talking. I'm gonna enjoy the sandwich and I'll see you guys in the next one.